Okay, so here's how you set up your columns, right? And then also what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this right here so we can understand better of what's happening with the traffic coming from this campaign that you're running, and figure out why we're not getting the reactions that we should be. So, number one, I just call mine main. You can call it anything you want, right? But I set this up in every single account I use. Now, once you set this up in one, any other account that you have under the same business manager, you can have this set up. You don't have to set up every single time. So once I set it up in here and save it, I leave it here, and then if I go to another account that I'm managing, right? So let me just show you, like say I'm managing, this body candy account. I open this up in another tab, you'll see that the columns will transfer over. If this was never done yet, I go in here. If this wasn't done yet, you'll see that it'll say custom. So it'll bring in everything. Now, being that this one was done here, it shows performance. But normally what would happen is it would come in and it would show custom here. You would click on it where there'd be a save button next to it, and you would click on save. So any type of new account you do this with, your main or whatever you call it will be there. And then you can go into customize columns and say you have to add in something extra like the percentages, these type of columns. Then you can go back in and check them. Because I've saved them. If you go inside here and edit this, I've saved them all to share with everyone in this business, so that you'll be able to get these from everything inside here, okay? Then what you make sure you just click in here, pick your name again, and then apply it. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go through and I want to explain what these are and why I set them up the way I do. So you have a better idea. So first I have delivery. All right, let me just go into the customized columns so you can see it, okay? So at the campaign level, it's campaign, which is always there, right? Then I have delivery, I have ad set name, I have budget, I have result reach, then results. I have add to cart, cost per add to cart, checkouts initiated, then cost per checkouts initiated, purchases, cost per purchase, amount spent, purchase conversion value, these are all unchecked, purchase ROAS, CPM, cost per thousand, link clicks, CPC, cost per link click, then the CTR, the link click, click-through rate, right? Then impressions. Then I have my AOV, which is a custom metrics that'll be over here. Then I have, and I'll show you what those are. Then I have earnings per click, custom metrics, conversion rate, custom metrics. AOV is one of the most important. Hook is another huge, right? Hooks based on our videos. And then bounce rate, and I'll explain how these work. Then we have cost per result, and we have our CPC all, CTR all. Then these are custom again, link clicks to add to cart percentage, add to cart to initiate checkout percentage, initiate checkout to purchase percentage, and add to cart to purchase percentage. And I'll show you how those work. The frequency. Then I do video average play time, through plays. I do 3-second video plays, all the percentages. I do the bid strategy. I do the quality ranking, which isn't that necessary. Conversion ranking. These are just kind of extras. One other thing, I'm playing with this AMER, so that's not there, but date last edited is in here. And really what you could put in here is date created. That way you know when this thing was actually created. But I put dates next to everything, so that's not that important to me, but it's in there now, right? Okay, so you'll see at the very end we have date created, date last edited. Okay, AMER is just something I'm playing with. Now let's just go back in and let me show you what these custom metrics are, starting with your AOV. So basically it's purchase conversion value divided by purchases. That'll give us our AOV. Our conversion rate is our purchases divided by link clicks. Our EPC is our purchase conversion value divided by link clicks. Our bounce rate is basically 1 minus landing page views divided by link clicks. So it's landing page views divided by link clicks minus 1. Our hook rate is 3-second video plays divided by impressions, and I'll show you how these work in a second. This is some other metrics that are in here that I've been kind of looking at and seeing how they work. I'll let you know more about kind of how these work and how they perform long term. Some people also like to do the outbound click rate. I find that these are pretty similar to the cost per click anyway. And if there's a difference, it's very little. People will argue this all day long. I don't really give a shit. I've put these in multiple campaigns, looked at them multiple times, and I don't see a difference. If there is a difference, it's so small. So I know people will argue that, but listen, if you want to put it at the end and you want to look at that, go ahead, but you'll find that it's very similar to these standard metrics now. Before iOS, this was something that actually meant something, but now it's totally different. Uniques meant a lot back then. Now they don't. Before, all of these metrics would have been unique. Now they're not, because uniques don't track anymore. Okay? Now, here's how I'm looking at data when I look at it. I'm looking at the front end, which is our ad side, right? So basically, I'm seeing, okay, how many add to carts are coming in? And let's just click into this and see how many campaigns or ad sets we have, or ad sets, I should say. Okay, so we have 7 ad sets in here. Now, let's look at these at the ad level so we can get the best look at the data. All right. And then you can just adjust these. I would set these structures up way different, which I went over in another video, that are super important, that needs to be adopted going forward company-wide. Okay, so let's just get all these like this so we can see our data and know what's going on. Let's go by amount spent. Okay, now let's see what's happening here. Okay, here's all our creatives and all the different accounts or different ad sets, right? Overall, we've spent $148. We've had 11 add to carts for $13, which is very expensive for this product. And we've only had 2 initiate checkouts for $74. So something is very, very wrong here. Now let's find out what it is, because first off, I was getting $7 conversions on this product, right? So this will never be profitable at this rate. $150 now, I would turn everything off and try to figure out what's going on in here, because we have a big problem. Now let's find out where that problem lies. Like this one, you have 2 for 74 cents and 1 for $1.48. This one's actually doing the best. All right, now let's look at our data and see what's going on. Right, so we know that we have some problems here. Well, not definitely too many problems. Overall, the data looks like shit because we're testing so many different things at once. Which we shouldn't be doing this out the gate. We shouldn't do interest testing at all out the gate. This is a waste of time and money. This should be something we do afterwards. Everything we should be doing right now should be broad. It should be wide open, and it should be based on age and gender. Okay, so this is why we're spending so much money for clients, and they're kind of getting pissed off, and they're not seeing the results, and you know, that's a big problem. So United Kingdom, 22 to 65. I mean, I would just leave this open at 18 plus, and also all genders. This should just be women. Like, there's no men going to be buying this, so we're wasting money on men. Where Facebook thinks, oh, okay, you want us to find you some men? Well, we'll look for men for you. Well, why are we showing this to men? It doesn't make any sense. Also, like, we're niching it down too much right now. I know this is a huge audience, but this is almost broad anyway. Like, interest targeting isn't where it used to be anymore because they just don't know. And this could be just someone that clicked that liking this interest at some point, right? So we could be testing all these creatives in a general broad market audience, right? 18 to 65 women, all placements, and this will give us the best data moving forward. We'd be testing these 5 creatives, and I would separate them out. There's 5 creatives. I would have either 2 creatives in each ad set, or I'd have 1 creative. So you'd have five ad sets, all broad, all going to 1 each, right? And then we could really test these creatives more effectively. Right now we're throwing too much for a $10 budget at this, testing. So we're testing too many things here. 1, we're testing the wrong avatar. 2, we're testing way too many creatives for the budget. And 3, we're now testing multiple interests to multiple creatives at a very small budget. That's why we're spending so much money and not getting the results we want, because we're testing too many things at one time. Really, right now, we should be taking what works, which is probably the known ad copy. The unknown is the creative, and the known is the broad, which is going to be women 18 to 65 plus, which you probably could even separate this out to 45, 18 to 45. But let's just say we go totally broad right now. Little friction is possible. All right, now, by looking at more of this data, we have no purchases. We look at each one of these, and we see that, this ad set, each ad set has spent like $20 each, right? These have got 0 add to carts, no add to carts. We only have 3 out of those 7, or 4 out of the 7 that have actually done anything. And basically only 1 of them is looking somewhat decent. Now, the next thing is okay, what's our cost per thousand? Not bad. Like, our CPM is pretty good. It's under $10, which anything anymore between $10 and $20 is very good. Our link clicks are good, right? We're getting good clicks. Our cost per click is under $1, which is phenomenal. And our CTR is at over 1%, which anymore I like to see like 1 to 3%, but 2 to 3% is ideal. This is looking good. If this was looking at like 0.5% or something, we'd have a problem there. But, okay, so now we know that people are clicking, we're getting cheap clicks. Our cost per click, our cost per thousand is all super low. We have good impressions. Now let's look at the hook rate. So now we look, this is basically telling us, is our creative doing what it should do? We want to see that this hook rate is 33% or better. And you can see that these are phenomenal. These are on average 53%. And if we go creative wide, right? Let's look at the creatives themselves as far as the hook goes. And these are still averaging 53% plus, right? All these creatives are phenomenal, right? Some are better than others, but really nice job on the hook rates. These are getting people's attention. Now let's look at the other side of it. Once they are hooked in, once they're clicking, what's happening at the page? This bounce rate is what's happening when they get to the landing page. So what we want to see here is 33% or less on average. So that means that when they get to the page, they're holding on the page, they're not clicking away. 50% or more, you're having a problem. Could be where, the price is too much, they're not understanding the page is loading slow. So there's multiple variations of what you could be looking at. As soon as I see a high bounce rate, I'm going to that page. I'm loading it up on my computer, I'm loading it up on my phone, and then I'll reach out to somebody else in the company. I'll be like, hey, can you check this page? Or I'll have like my family member or a girlfriend, a wife, whatever it may be, check on their phone as well and see what kind of load times these are getting. Is it slow? Is it loading, and I know, like, I'll check my speed and know how fast it is, right? And it varies too. Like if people have less signal, they're not on Wi-Fi, it could be a problem. So that's the type of things we want to look at to discover if it's a page problem. Now, if they're sticking here, which this is pretty decent, there's nothing really wrong with the stick rate on this page. Because if we look at the ad set level, the bounce rate's around 39%. This isn't bad. It could be a slight offer problem. It could be something on the page that's throwing them off. There's room for improvement there, But for our testing phase, this is acceptable, right? 51, that could be an anomaly. Mainly 33 is where we're at. Okay, so now we know that basically our creative's doing good, our clicks are good, our CPMs are good, our CPCs are good. It's hooking people, it's doing its job on the front end. So what we want to look at is our frequency. Maybe we're not excluding top of funnel completely, but this frequency right now is very good. It's at 1.05, which is basically totally cold. Let's look at the, well, I mean, we don't even need to look at the video playtime, because when I look at this, I want to see if there's something wrong with my hook. And if they're not watching long enough, then I know my hook and stuff isn't right. So at this point, there isn't a problem there, because we already know that it's hooking them at a high rate. And this justifies it. They're watching it on average 7 seconds, which is a long time to watch a video on your phone. So normally you see these between 3 and 5 seconds. So this one has a very good video play time, over 3 seconds. Now, let's look at some other numbers that could tell you what's going on the page, right? Now, here's where we want to look at our link click to add to cart ratio. And this is not good, right? So I'm looking at this and I'm seeing less than 4% of the people that click through the page, which we have a healthy amount of clicks, right? We have possibly 297 people that have came to this page, and if we look at the store, we know it's over 300 from the video you sent me. We know that now a tiny percent, less than 4% of those people are even adding to cart. That's a huge problem. So that tells me that something is wrong on the offer, right? The offer is off. They're not liking the offer. And let's just go and look at the offer real quick and see what it could possibly be, okay? So when I look at this data, this is what I do all the time, right? And just go down here, see where our link is. Okay, let's preview it. Okay, now let's just look at it as we're looking at a phone. Okay, so free shipping on the UK, offer valid. We have a pop-up. This shouldn't really pop up this fast. We need to change this to be like 10 seconds, 12 seconds. Okay, we didn't even get the people to look at what they're looking at yet. We're already popping up a discount. It's just too fast. Next thing is free shipping on UK. Valid offer, okay. Body snatched, okay. So they're not excited about $23.95. They're probably saying, yeah, it's whatever. $43, 43 pounds, yeah, okay. Now it's 23, saving $19. Like, that's not really a great deal. I mean, 43 minus 23.95. 43 minus 23.95 equals divided by 43. Well, I mean, it's a good percentage off, so they're just not liking this deal. So I know the deal that works really well with this, that gets good conversions. So well, the first thing we need to do here is change this offer, and let's change this to buy one get one free for $39.99. That should increase your conversions right off the bat. If that doesn't change, then we have a problem. Shop Pay, Visa, Apple, 30-day guarantee. Smooths you out for a slimmer look. Okay, confidence. Overall, I mean, this doesn't look bad. Viral social media sold out 4 times. What people say about Snatch based on 1,200 happy customers and 72 verified reviews. And that's kind of stupid, but whatever. 1,200 happy customers and 72 verified reviews. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense, but I don't think that's the problem. Let's see. What could be stopping these people other than the offer? I think it's basically just an offer here. What's this? 7 to 10 days. Add to cart. Free shipping in the United Kingdom for today. I mean, free shipping United Kingdom today only, right? Not for today, but whatever, okay? I mean, that's just off. And remember, these people are the original English speakers, right? So, like, it's very important to get our English correct, but free shipping in the United Kingdom today only. Limited time only. That's something like that, right? Okay, I think basically what we have here is this is an offer issue. And it basically is telling me that when we look at the overall numbers, right? We look at our overall numbers. We look at our link clicks added to cart. This is under 4%. This is super low. We look at our add to cart to initiate checkout, and we know that's low because only like 2 people have actually done it, which gives us our 50% rate. And nobody is going any further than adding the cart. Like they get to the initiate checkout and they're like, nah. I don't think it's the shipping thing that you're thinking of. Now, let me just go over here to the account that I had running. I think I closed it. Okay, let me find it real quick. GT. So you can get an idea. This is it here. This is the same type of outfit, but it was going to Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. So you can kind of get an idea on the numbers. Okay. Now, if you look at my numbers compared to the numbers you're seeing, like $2 to $3 add to carts, $3 to $5 initiate checkouts, $5 to $7 to $8 conversions, right? So if we look now in our testing campaign, you see all I'm doing is testing creatives based on broad audience. All right, now if we go over here and we look at my bounce rates compared to yours, 13%, where yours are 39. Right there it tells you it's an offer. Now let's look at my link clicks to add to carts. My link clicks to add to carts are almost 12%, where yours are under 4. So 4 times more link clicks to add to carts right off the bat. Add to carts to initiate checkouts, 81%. So once they get it into cart, they're checking out. 48% of the people, once they're going to add to cart, purchase, right? And then 59, almost 60%, once they're initiating checkout, they're buying. Like they're done. When they get to that initiate checkout page, they're buying. 60% of the people. So this gives you an idea. Now, also look, I'm excluding top of funnel. This is pretty much extremely cold audience, right? Same type of video playtime you had as well. I'm 8 seconds, you were 7. Okay? So this gives you a better idea on like kind of the numbers that you should be seeing for that type of product. And also look at the bounce rates, look at the hook rates. Our hook rates are pretty much in line, but our bounce rates are way different. And our link clicks to add to carts are totally different. That's where you're seeing a huge problem. And everything else is in line of what you should be doing, other than your targeting. If you look at my targeting in here, No, not that one. Let's look at this one here. All right, you'll see that I'm excluding all of the top of funnel. It's totally cold audience. For some reason, this one's on all, but it really should be women. I'm not sure why that's on all. Let's check this again. Yeah, see, women. So this was one that Facebook like duplicated or some shit. But it's women, right? 1865 broad. Excluding all top of funnel. So this is what we need to be doing in our top of funnel. It's so important. And you'll see the results, right? And you'll see the campaign structure is super simple. I need you guys to be following this. I mean, I have 3 campaigns right there that we're generating a massive amount of profit for this client. Okay, guys, so let me know if you have any questions. This basically was on the columns, and it's about 26 minutes now, but I wanted to get deep dive into what's going on and give you an idea of a successful account versus an account that's not doing so well right now, because we're not there with our numbers, right? The numbers aren't making sense. And they're not making sense because it's an offer issue. So it's fine, we spent some money to find that offer issue. Now let's fix the issue. I don't know where it's not now, sorry. Anyway, so you understand, I hope you guys got some good, valuable information out of this, that like, it's super simple to kind of find these problems quickly when you're looking at the data correctly. And again, numbers aren't going to lie of what's happening in here. And right off the bat, like, oh, this isn't good. And then we know it's not good because when we look at our link click to add to cart, it's totally shit, right? And our bounce rate's not good. It's pretty high. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions. Talk to you soon.